So investments is a topic that we will be touching in this program a little bit later. Before that, let's stay within spending frames and bring some Christmas spirit to the table, if that's possible nowadays. In figures, of course, this is our signature approach, so to say. Well, what I wanted to tell you is that Tbilisi City Hall has decided to spend up to 196,000 Georgian lari on Christmas lighting equipment and accessories, as well as Christmas tree decoration itself. As the simplified procurement documents show, which have been approved by the state procurement agencies, the relevant services to the City Hall will be provided by the Night Show Studio Ltd. But the company is obliged to deliver the goods and provide related services no later than December 4th of 2020. According to the technical description of the purchase, around 103,000 Georgian lari is provided to decorate the Christmas tree itself, which Tbilisi City Hall bought last year for about 1 million Georgian lari. It is planned to transform the existing Christmas tree branches and make new branches. So life still goes on, and show must go on as well.
And what is a Christmas show, Georgi, without pines and cones? And Racha, up in the mountains of Georgia, is the place for pine cones. If you wonder why, here's our footage from Anuka Jokhadze.
Blinking streets, Christmas markets, and people who are always in a hurry. Christmas is simply unimaginable without all of this. However, a similar picture is most often encountered in small towns of Europe. The real holiday starts with selecting and purchasing a Christmas tree for every single family. After making the purchase, we can confidently say that the mood is set, but perhaps few, if any, know that the main attribute of the Christmas holiday goes a long way before it is brought to Europe with colorful toys and light bulbs. Its homeland is not a European country, but a completely different place. The homeland of European Christmas trees is Georgia, specifically Racha. Tens of millions of live Christmas trees are sold in Europe every year, of which Rachuli, a Caucasian Sochi, has a large share. Unfortunately, Georgia is not so well known to the world in this direction. Still, the fact is that Rachuli Girchi has been exported to European cities for years, and business people are building plantation in Denmark, Germany, Holland, France, and Belgium with the obtained seeds. Every year, Europeans are supplied with Christmas trees. Each year, after the traditional grape vintage is closed, a pine cone vintage is put in place. Ambrolauri forest is full of people who are looking for cones, or more precisely, seeds hidden in cones. A total of 250 tons of Rachuli cones were harvested this year, the seeds of which will be fully exported. We put pine cones in tons, but the seeds are exported. Approximately 25,200 kilograms were exported in 2015, valued at more than 1,400,000 lari. As of 2020, we know that more than 3,000 kilograms already harvested. The market value of seeds is estimated at more than 500,000. The yield from the harvest, which will be exported by 8 licensed companies, is currently benefited only by the local municipality. Exporting companies pay 60 tetri per kilogram. Every year, about 150,000 lari is generated from the export of Rachuli cones to the local budget of Ambrolauri municipality. However, there are still many issues. There is no mechanism to control who harvests how many pounds, how much they pay, and how much they export. The payment of the fee, therefore, depends on the goodwill of the licensee. For the municipality to not lose revenue, the terms of the licenses and fees need to be changed. In this regard, we can't exercise full control. Our equipment was to take as many licenses as needed each year to pay the full amount so that there wouldn't be a possibility of hiding between picking and removing. There are also promises that it will grow accordingly, specifically the price per kilogram, which should become a lari. We will have an increase up to 300,000 lari. The revenue of the municipality will almost double. The companies that brought the 10-year licenses for Racha cone in 2009 are talking about the problems they face. In 2019, the permits expired, but the right was extended for another 2 years by the decision of the state. The company Fair Tree tells us that the cone seed market in Georgia is non-competitive and monopolistic. The product is exported from Georgia, but the market is in Europe. Georgia is not considered as a final product market. Consequently, the problem is in the European market. There is an oversupply of Caucasian seed. There is a monopolistic situation in Embrolauri. One of the companies exports 200 tons of cones, while the total demand in European market is 300 tons. The Ministry of Agriculture and Environmental Protection is aware of these problems and says that the next auction for the sale of licenses will be announced in 2021. The head of the Forestry Department told Forbes that we should expect changes in quotas and licensing terms. Representatives of seed collection companies also talk about the fact that Georgia has not been able to use the existing potential for years and missed out on the opportunity to get more income from this particular product. There is a big risk that Europe will become the main supplier of Racha pine cone seeds. Christmas trees have already been planted in Denmark. European plantations will not be able to replace the Racha forest crop completely, says Carlo Amirgulashvili, head of the Forestry Department. According to him, Georgia can develop new markets in this direction. He explains that Georgia can successfully export Christmas tree seedlings along with Racha cone seeds. According to him, neighboring countries are an interesting market in this direction. Merab Dvali, a forestry expert, argues against this, saying that it is not worth cultivating Racha sochi in Georgia. He said that the neighboring countries are fascinating in this direction, where there is a demand for ready-made Christmas trees. Still, to cultivate a new Christmas tree farm is better to thicken the existing forests, which will help the forest recover and benefit from exports. Racha girchi and the seeds obtained from it will be patented soon. The ministry says that the procedures of registration of origin are underway. After that, Racha will become the official producer of the product. The potential for Racha to become the homeland of Christmas trees definitely exists. The key is to position this advantage with right messages. And maybe, years later, tourists will visit this beautiful corner of Georgia knowing that they are in the homeland of Christmas trees.
Hey guys, stay tuned, subscribe and follow us on BMG.